Hi, people. I hope you can hear me okay with the background. Um, Today we're continuing with the Aztec interdisciplinary material notes of mine. Um, and then we stopped last time we were doing the mathematics section, specifically the section about unit conversions, etc. And the last part we were talking about was a summary or a review of the 4 kinds of graphs that exist in data representation. A circle graph showing parts to a whole. For example, the percentages out of 100, like percentages of animals or pets bought from Pets R Us. For example, it says here the percentages: fish 21, mice and rats 15, birds 16, hamsters 7, cats 15, dogs 13, amphibians 4, reptiles 6. And then a bar graph will show on the vertical scale either amounts or percentages, and on the horizontal scale what they represent. So, for example, the percentages zebra, a cow, a horse, and a giraffe on the x-axis will and then the percentages of the total diet represented by 3 bars for each of the animals. Grasses, for example, zebra eats about 80% of grass, and then tree leaves 10%, hay about 5%, and then for a cow it's about 75% grass, less than 5% tree leaves, and 25% hay. For a horse, 70% grasses, about less than 5% tree leaves, and hay 30%. And then for a giraffe, grasses about 15%, tree leaves about 85% of its height, and then hay less than 5%. And then the next kind of graph is a line graph, which shows over an extent of time different amounts, which would be the time frame is on the x-axis, and then the amounts in the y-axis. One example is views of a specific news channel over from like between January and December, like a period of time. And then if you have, for each line graph, each line that you have on your line graph, it represents a specific set of data. So they have 4 lines here, and each line represents a time of day that people most watch the news. So they have 1 p.m. and then 6 p.m., 9:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. Those are the times that people watch the news. And then you have the different levels. For example, let's see. Well, it's hard to see sometimes. Okay, but yeah, each line has to be different colors, and then the color codes would be revealed in the key, so you can tell the difference between the different sets of data. Then the pictograph is more of showing amounts or increments, like increasing. For example, books sold on different days of the week, Monday through Saturday, for example. And then I guess Sunday they don't sell books. So Monday they sell, it says 6. So 6 can mean 60. So if each each increment stands for 10, for example, or and then Tuesday it's 5 increments, Wednesday it's 8 increments, Thursday it's 4, Friday 4, and Saturday 7 increments. So the most popular days for selling books is Wednesday, and then Saturday, and then Monday, and then Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday are equal. Then another pictograph represents the different types of blood people carry. Blood type on the horizontal, type A, B, and O, and the number of people who hold those blood types. So the most popular type of blood is type O, and then they have here 7 increments for type O. Oh, and here it says, well, each increment stands for 5 people. I guess this is in their data sample. And then type AB is the least amount. It's only 2 increments. Type A has 6 increments. Type B has 5. Okay. And then the next type of graph is a stock market graph. A stock market graph is a specific kind of line graph, or even bar graph, which can show values of a company's stock changing over time, indicating the value of as it varies over a period of time. Okay, so in this case you have value on the vertical axis, and actually in this complex graph there's 2 y-axes. So you have the value in dollars, I guess it says here 100,000, 200, 300 on one side, and you have bar graph showing the value as it changes from month to month. And then we have a second x-axis on the opposite side, and these are specific numbers which only a person who knows how to invest in stocks would understand. So you have 3.2 up to 4.8. So and that's a second kind of bar graph over time. And so they're showing 2 different things, different pieces of information on the same graph. Okay, and then we were learning also with the unit conversion section about units, things like that. So just as a summary of all that, you can calculate price per amount. So you can, which is called unit price. This can be for either volumes in fluid ounces, like when you go grocery shopping and buy juice, for example, or it can be in length, which could be feet per inches. Which can be feet or inches or meters, and the price per length. So if you buy like a piece of wood or a piece of fabric for a certain length, and it has a cost for that specific length. And then the third thing is a volume, volume was the first, and then length, and then weight. Weight is in either ounces, pounds, or kilograms, and you can have price for the weight. So for volume, again, it could be per gallon, per quart, per pint, per cup, ounces, all the different units for that. And for weight, it could be per ounce, per pound, per ton, etc. So weight, 1 pound is 16 ounces, 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, or 32,000 ounces. Volume, 1 gallon is 4 times 1 quart. 1 quart is 2 times a pint. 1 pint is 2 times a cup. 1 cup is 8 ounces. So 1 pint is 16 ounces. 1 quart is 32 ounces. 1 gallon is 128 ounces. So 32 times 4. Then length, 3 feet is a yard. So 9 square feet in 1 square yard. Thank you.